Hi, it's Councillor Mills here, and I want to talk today about coalition politics with the upcoming municipal elections. We've just seen recently in KwaZulu-Natal how the balance of power in the chamber was held by a single party with a single seat. And that's really risky, and it has shown the political spectrum that the largest rewards are for individuals to try and get a single seat and hold the balance of power. And we've seen somebody like even Gayton McKenzie at the GNU translate a 2% vote share into a cabinet job where he's able to channel now funding towards events run by his supporters by taking it away from some events which have been running for years. And if we look at that and we see that this year's municipal elections will be contested by an even bigger number of parties than we've ever seen before, on a ballot that's going to stretch out, I hate to think how long, those opportunists are coming there not to win, not because they have the capacity or the strategies or even the policies to run a major city like Cape Town, but they're hoping to win the election lottery and get one seat that maybe just might put them in a position where they have the balance of power and can make demands. They can get their personal victory and translate that into a good job and perhaps opportunities for their followers. So as we go into this municipal election, we need to really look closely at the small parties that are trying to distract, that are trying to demoralize, that are trying to say that, we need change, even though Cape Town's one of the best run cities in the world. It's not perfect, but it ranks high for so many things, and we're seeing it continue to improve. So if we want to be in a position where a coalition comes and we need to hand over a department or a top job to one of these parties, there's going to be a real consequence. Are we giving the PA the water department? We all know that the opposition have been voting against things like the desalination plant, even though we've got a water scarcity crisis. They've been voting against the city developing its own energy infrastructure. They've been voting against the city taking back control of the train lines. These long-term things. They've been all voting against them. And if we're in a position where one of those people can demand to be given control over one of those services, that is the risk we face. So while coalition politics might sound great, it might sound like it's a balancing force, that is done between two larger parties, or three, or even four, like it is in Europe. But these coalitions of 10, 12, where most of the parties only have one or two seats and are really just in it for their top figures, top job, that's a risk we can't afford to take.